Sound, vibration. Some would say sound is that which you can hear through your ears. After all, you were given ears, weren't you? So really, is that really sound? Or is sound not much more than an interpretation by the mind of a vibration? If you look at it from that perspective, you'll realize that you can pick up sound simply by tuning yourself to the vibrations that are around you. Now, if you look around you, everything is vibrating. There is nothing that doesn't vibrate. Oh, true, there's different vibrations for different things. But really, if you see it from that perspective, you'll begin to realize that it is simply an attunement of yourself to the vibration that surrounds you that allows you to pick up and interpret that vibration into sound. Some individuals say that they can hear other people speak. Good for them. Some individuals say that they can hear people speak who are not exactly of a physical nature. Good for them. But if you realize that sound itself is an interpretation, then are you not interpreting, perceiving the vibration in a certain form or fashion? We ourselves are speaking to you, using this one's body. We're flapping this one's lips, making it look good. But in actual fact, is it necessary to express these concepts in this form for you? We would suggest to you at this stage of the game, yes, because all of you are attached to experiencing vibration, our vibration in this form. We express ourselves in a variety of different forms to a variety of entities who allow themselves to interact with us based on their interpretation of our vibration. In this particular retreat, series of sessions, we are choosing to assist you in expanding your interpretation of your vibrations, of our vibration, in fact. And as you expand this interpretation, you may find yourself suddenly hearing things you had never heard before. Some of you, if you were not aware of this, could be very perturbed. After all, it's not that difficult to pick up the vibrations that surround you. In your atmosphere, you use a lot of radio waves. Well, that's just vibration, isn't it? Now, do you want to pick up the local taxi cab? Do you want to pick up the airplane that's flying over you? Do you want to pick up the conversation of people that are on that particular airplane? Do you want to pick up the conversation of people that are down the road from you, 10 miles away from you? Even though we are speaking here, the vibration that we are creating through this particular aspect called sound can be perceived by people on the other side of the planet, if they chose to. Most people don't choose to because it would be overwhelming to have that much, quote, sound, unquote, in their heads. Their minds won't allow them to pick up so much sound. The mind wouldn't be able to interpret it. The mind wouldn't be able to categorize it, define it, judge it properly. And the resultant would be that they would find themselves in little white cells, padded walls. Nice jacket, though. Long arms, mind you. And a few little buckles too many. But at least they wouldn't hurt themselves. So the resultant is your minds, all of you, filter the sound to that which is acceptable to your minds. In order to explore this particular aspect of sound and vibration, you must be willing to unshackle yourselves Get out of that straitjacket, so to speak, and give yourselves permission to explore beyond that which was acceptable to your mind prior to coming to this particular retreat. Prior to this moment in time, in fact. So, viewed from that perspective then, are you willing to let yourselves go beyond the aspect of simply acceptable sound? And then from there, are you willing to go outside of the parameters of what your mind defines as sound? For example, many of you are aware of entities that are outside of yourselves, not of the physical nature. Are you aware that they're present? Are you aware that they're vibrating? Are you aware that they're trying desperately, in some cases, to speak with you? Does anybody listen? Now, we're not saying listen with your ears, though your ears are very, call it brilliant tools to pick up vibration with. Well designed, by the way. Perfectly designed, if you want to see it from that perspective. But it's not so much picking it up with your ears. It's letting your mind accept that it exists so that it can then begin to judge it. Oh, your minds are great tools and they'll judge. That's the part of the mind, the way the mind works. And we're not saying don't stop yourself from judging it. We're saying let your mind judge more than it's willing to accept, so that it can then interpret the vibration as it wants to perceive it. Now, eventually, you'll have to command the mind to get past that interpretation. But that's okay. Let's begin first with a first little step. First, you've got to be able to pick up the vibration before you can say to your mind, don't interpret it. You see? So, here you are, facing a new challenge, a new direction, a new opening. Will this change you? Possibly. Will it expand you? Absolutely. Will it move you into areas of your existence that you had never thought possible? If you choose. Are you willing to explore? Some are. Most of you are. There's a little fear still there. Interesting. If you allow us throughout this particular retreat, we will express ourselves differently to you. See how many of you choose to interact with us. Now, when you choose to interact with us, do use your normal voice. By that we mean, quite simply, your mouth. How you project sound. Because suffice to say that it's a fairly daunting task to allow yourselves to interpret vibration that you had never interpreted before, never mind stopping yourselves from expressing it the way you've never expressed it before. Do you see? So, continue expressing it the way you have, but choose to interpret it differently. So, is everybody ready to play?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So what are you waiting for? Tell us what we are saying to you. And what have you heard that we have said to you that hasn't been said in this lip-flapping form? We chose a moment. We expressed it to you. Did any of you pick up that vibration?